You think you know how cruising works. You book the cabin, you buy the drink package, you scan your cruise card, you show up at the buffet, and it all feels simple. But behind the smiling crew, the flashy shows, and the ocean views, there's a system running quietly in the background. A system designed to influence what you spend, where you go, what you buy, and even what deals you're allowed to see. Most passengers never notice it. Because cruise lines don't exactly advertise how things really work. They don't tell you that your cruise card is tracking your behavior. They don't explain why casino players sometimes get better deals than loyal cruisers. And they definitely don't mention that ships can change your entire itinerary without compensating you. Today, we're pulling back the curtain. These are 15 secret things on a cruise that cruise lines don't want you knowing. And some of these, once you hear them, you'll never look at your next cruise the same way again. Number 1. Your cruise card tracks your spending patterns in detail. That little plastic card feels harmless, doesn't it? It opens your door, buys your drinks, gets you on and off the ship. Cute, convenient, innocent. Except it's basically your floating data profile. Every cocktail you order, every time you swipe into the casino, every specialty restaurant you visit, even which bar you prefer at 10:47 p.m. on night 3. It's all logged. Cruise lines track spending behavior very closely. Not because they're bored, but because it helps them predict what kind of offer to send you later. Big drinker? Expect drink package promos. Casino time? Hello discounted sailing. Spa visits? Watch for exclusive wellness offers. They're not guessing. They're calculating. And the wild part? Most people think those exclusive deals are random. They're not. They're based on how profitable you were. Number 2, casino players often get better future deals than loyal cruisers. This one annoys people. You cruise 5 times. You earn loyalty points. You climb the tier ladder. Meanwhile, someone gambles moderately for a few nights, and suddenly they're getting balcony offers for next to nothing. Why? Because casinos are insanely profitable. Cruise lines make serious money from onboard gambling. Even casual players can generate more revenue in a few hours than a typical passenger does all week. So guess who gets the juicy mailers? Not always the loyal cruiser. Sometimes it's the person who lost $800 at the blackjack table. It's not about how often you sail. It's about how much you spend and where. Cold, but true. Number 3. Drink packages are priced so most passengers lose money. Be honest. When you buy the drink package, you do the math in your head like this. Okay, 5 cocktails a day, maybe 6. Maybe I'll try new things. I'm on vacation. Optimism kicks in. But cruise lines price these packages based on average consumption data across thousands of passengers. They know most people won't hit the break-even number consistently. Day 1, you're excited. Day 2, still strong. Day 3, port day. Day 4, slightly tired. Day 5, you're pacing yourself. Meanwhile, the daily package cost never gets tired. Now, don't get me wrong. Some people absolutely win with drink packages, but statistically, the house usually wins. And that's exactly how they designed it. Number 4, some cabin categories are quietly oversold on purpose. This one surprises people. Cruise lines know, statistically, a small percentage of passengers will cancel, miss the sailing, or upgrade before departure. So what do? They sometimes oversell certain cabin categories, not the whole ship, not recklessly, but strategically. If too many people actually show up, that's when upgrades start happening. You'll hear stories like, "We got a free balcony." Sounds magical, right? It's not magic. It's revenue management. They needed to move someone to balance inventory. And here's the part they don't advertise. If you check in early, arrive early, and politely ask at guest services about upgrade opportunities, your chances can quietly improve. Overselling isn't a mistake. It's a system. Number 5. There's a morgue on board every large cruise ship. No one puts this in the brochure. You won't see it next to the water slides. But it's there. Large cruise ships are required to have a designated morgue area. It's standard maritime protocol. On longer sailings, especially with older passenger demographics, it's simply preparation. Cruise lines don't talk about it because it breaks the vacation illusion. Sunsets, pool decks, frozen cocktails? Not exactly the vibe you want to pair with onboard morgue. But ships are floating cities. And cities plan for everything. It's not dramatic. It's not scandalous. It's just reality at sea. Still, once you know it's there, you can't really unknow it. Number 6. Cruise lines can legally change your itinerary without compensating you. This one catches people off guard. You book for a specific port, you plan excursions, you watch YouTube videos about that destination, and then itinerary change. Weather, port congestion, operational decisions, fuel optimization. Cruise contracts are very clear, and they reserve the right to alter ports, skip stops, or adjust schedules without owing you compensation. Sometimes you'll get a small onboard credit. Sometimes you won't. Because technically, you didn't purchase specific ports. You purchase transportation and accommodation for a voyage. That fine print, it matters. And cruise lines know most passengers never read it. Number 7. Some sold-out sailings still have cabins being held back. Ever notice how a cruise suddenly shows sold out, but then 2 weeks later, cabins magically appear again? That's not a glitch. Cruise lines often hold back inventory. Certain cabins are reserved for group blocks. Travel agents, casino offers, corporate partners. Sometimes they're held for pricing strategy. Creating urgency is powerful. When you see almost sold out, you panic book. You stop comparing prices, you stop waiting for deals, and then, surprise, more rooms. It's not illegal. It's marketing psychology, and it works. Number 8. Onboard medical treatment can cost thousands for basic care. This is the one nobody thinks about. You assume you're covered. You assume it's just part of the cruise. It's not. Cruise ship medical centers operate more like private emergency clinics. X-rays, IV fluids, simple stitches, those bills can climb very fast. And most standard health insurance doesn't cover care at sea. You'll likely need travel insurance. And even then, you usually pay up front and claim later. Cruise lines don't hide this exactly. They just don't highlight it either because floating hospital invoice doesn't sell vacations very well. Number 9. Crew contracts can run 6 to 9 months with limited days off. When you see crew members smiling 12 hours into their shift, it's easy to assume they're rotating weekly like a hotel staff. They're not. Many crew contracts run half a year or longer, 7 days a week. Long hours, shared cabins below deck. They work incredibly hard. That cheerful server who remembers your name on night 4, they may not see home for months. Cruise lines rely heavily on international crew and contract systems that maximize efficiency. It keeps costs lower. It keeps service consistent, but it's a very different lifestyle than most passengers imagine. And once you understand that, you tend to see the crew a little differently. Number 10. Wi-Fi speeds are often throttled depending on the package you buy. Ever notice how the basic Wi-Fi works, but barely? You can send messages, maybe scroll a little, but streaming, uploading, video calls, suddenly it feels like 2009. That's not an accident. Cruise ships operate on limited satellite bandwidth. Even with newer systems, there's still only so much speed to go around. So cruise lines tier it. Basic package, slower speeds. Premium package, higher priority. Streaming package, even more bandwidth allocated. It's not just about access. It's about priority lanes. And if you've ever upgraded mid-cruise because you were frustrated, well, that's part of the design. Number 11. Loyalty programs are slowly being diluted. This one stings a little. You cruise multiple times. You build status. You finally reach that shiny tier. And then more ships, more passengers, more people hitting higher levels. When loyalty numbers grow too fast, benefits often get adjusted. Priority boarding becomes priority group A. Exclusive events get crowded. Perks quietly shrink. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens gradually because cruise lines want loyalty, but they also want scalability. And when thousands of people qualify for the same exclusive benefit, it stops feeling exclusive. Number 12. Ships sometimes sail below full capacity while advertising almost sold out. This one surprises people. You see banners saying limited cabins remaining, last chance, almost full. But sometimes ships deliberately reduce inventory visibility to protect pricing. Sailing at 95% capacity might be more profitable than discounting heavily to hit 100%. They control what you see. They control what looks available, and urgency sells. Now, that doesn't mean every sailing is secretly half empty, but the perception of scarcity is a powerful sales tool. And cruise lines understand that psychology extremely well. Number 13. Shore excursion guarantees mostly protect the cruise line, not you. You've heard it before. Book through us and the ship won't leave without you. Sounds reassuring. And yes, if a cruise line-sponsored excursion runs late, they'll either wait or arrange transport to the next port. But here's what they don't emphasize. You're paying a premium for that protection, often a significant markup compared to booking directly with the same operator in port. And in many ports, independent operators know ship schedules very well. Their entire business depends on getting you back on time. The cruise line frames it as safety, and sometimes it absolutely is. But it's also revenue. You're buying peace of mind at a price. Number 14. Automatic gratuities are structured so they're difficult to question. Daily service charges are added automatically now on most major cruise lines. Per person, per day, quietly stacking up. By the end of the cruise, it's not small. Now, technically, you can go to guest services and adjust or remove them. Technically. But it often involves filling out forms, explaining why, standing in line. It's designed to feel uncomfortable, and most people don't want to be that person, so they leave it. Cruise lines count on that. The system works because it feels automatic and socially awkward to challenge. Number 15. The very best cruise deals are targeted privately. not shown on the main website. This is the one most people never realize. You can search the website, compare prices, check different sale dates, and still never see the lowest offer available because the deepest discounts often go to casino players, past high spenders, specific loyalty tiers, or targeted email campaigns. Two passengers on the same sailing in the same cabin category can pay wildly different prices, and neither one will know. Cruise lines don't want one universal cheap price. They want segmented pricing. They want personalized offers based on your spending history. And once you understand that, you stop assuming the website shows you the full picture.